Hi, welcome back to the week 31 of the J2L Lifestyle Discipleship. Today we want to talk about one of the most controversial subjects in the Bible. Probably very unfamiliar topic as well as very offensive doctrine, the judgment of God. But more than just a judgment of God, but God can send crisis in the form of whether it's locust invasion, natural disaster, man-made war to discipline his people as well as to judge nations. This is what the book of Joel is all about, because Joel chapter 1, the prophet Joel make it very clear that it is the Lord who sent locust plague as a form of discipline against his people. In Joel chapter 2, verse 25, the book of Joel make it very clear that God, in fact, called the locusts as his great army. And of course, in Joel chapter 2, prophet Joel prophesied about the coming Babylonian invasions. And God unapologetically say in Joel chapter 2, verse 11, this is his army. So it's so vital for us to understand the judgment of God, especially God is capable and he will send crisis to discipline his people as well as to judge nation. If we do not have an understanding of this doctrine, which is consistent, whether it's Old Testament as well as New Testament, we're going to be offended, especially at the end of the age where God is going to use all forms of things to shake nation, to discipline his people, as well as to judge nation. So it's so important for us to develop understanding. And in order to understand the judgment of God, we have to ask two vital questions. First one is, what does God want? And second one is, what judgment is all about? So the first question is, what does God want? The answer is actually very simple. At the end of the day, what God wants the most is relationship with his people, as well as relationship with people who do not know him. And out of that fiery zeal for that relationship, as well as the unrelenting love and desire for people to turn to him with wholehearted love, that's one major reason why God is judging, whether it's at the end of the age or throughout history. At the end of the day, judgment is about producing love, and it's always about first commandment. So we have to understand, God judge, God shakes. Primary reason is because he wants to produce love, and he wants to cause many people to turn back to him. That's Haggai chapter 2, verse 7. God will shake all nations so that nations will turn to the desire of nation. Second question is, so what is judgment? Judgment simply can be defined as God's desire to remove all things that hinders love. Because at the end of the day, God wants the heart of man. He wants people to turn to him, more than just turn to him. He wants people to walk in wholehearted love with him. If sin comes in, if compromise comes in, because he is a jealous God, he wants wholeheartedness, he will send judgment so as to remove everything that hinder love. Judgment does not contradict love, because it's out of his zeal and his desire for love that he judges. The reason he judges is because he wants to produce love. So judgment can be simply defined as God wants to remove everything that hinders love. And there's no contradiction between love, judgment, as well as the free will of man. In his divine wisdom that we will never fully figure out until we see him face to face in eternity, God, in his judgment, he's using the least severe means to reach the greatest number of people, to awaken the deepest level of love without violating the free will of man. Because God cannot force man to love him wholeheartedly. It has to be a voluntary love. That's the reason why God will go through all trouble to shake, to judge, and even cause himself to be controversial so as to awaken love. So this is what judgment is all about. So I pray that even today, this week, may you read through some of the verses that we're going to give to you, and may God grant you understanding so that you may understand his heart even when he judges. God bless you. See you next week.